Hello, friends. Hope you all are fine. Wishing you an amazing year ahead. We are back again with another episode of Artlit, and today we have with us author Vikas Arun Parikh. But before today's session, let me tell you that Artlit is an art and literary community that is a platform which brings stories of the storytellers, artists, writers, and literature enthusiasts. And we publish conversations and stories about people who have made significant contributions in the field of art and literature, no matter how big or small. So if you want to speak about your stories on our platform, please mail us at artletcommunity@gmail.com. And we have started a book club also recently to promote reading. In case you would like to join it, do reach out. So let's move on to introduce our today's author, Vikas Arun Parikh. He's an British Indian author, and he finds his creative voice primarily in the realms of drama and children's literature. Hailing from vibrant city of Jaipur, Rajasthan, his journey through life has led him to the residence in London, where he resides with his family, and his professional pursuits extend to IT department of an international bank. And among his noteworthy literary endeavors, his drama novel, which has been published recently in the August 2023, Letters to My Mother, which is under the prestigious banner of Vishwakarma Publications. Apart from that, he has also worked on children's literature, which is The Adventures of Blue Flamingo, which is remarkable to a way that these books have earned the approval of Rajasthan government enduring a rigorous selection process for inclusion and for over 50 government school libraries across the state, a testament to their educational value. Also, in the realm of his voice, Voices of Silent Creek. It stands as a poignant narrative set in rural India. It was, I think, his first published novel in 2015, and
Yeah.
his dedication to the cause not only is limited to his literary career, it extends beyond the written word, and he has organized charity events to raise funds and awareness for women's rights and issues, aligning his actions with the themes which he has explored in his books. So, welcome, Vikas. How have you been?
Oh, thanks, Amandi. First of all, thanks a lot for a very elaborative introduction, and thanks a lot for this opportunity. We've been talking this for quite some time, and I've been happy to be part of your Artlet, Artlet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, happy to be part of this conversation. Really looking forward to it. Uh, yeah, I've been doing okay. So the books just last week it passed 500 mark after 4.5 months. So I'm quite happy about it, and I'm also excited to reach to next targets as well.
Amazing, because you have been doing great as an author, and your book has been doing even great. It has passed the first print. I think it's going to be reprinted very soon, right? Or it
So
has already started been reprinted.
So I guess the publisher normally what they do is with a new author like me, they don't print 1,000, 2,000 copies generally. So they just print 300, 400, or maybe 500 copies initially. So to minimize the risk, which is absolutely correct on their part. But when the books pass 1,000 or 1,500 mark, that is when they call it a change in version, change in reprint, like edition. Before that, even though they are getting printed in small numbers, it is still the same edition. So my book is still under the same edition as of now, but it is yeah, hopefully it's getting there for second edition soon.
Congratulations on that. And I'm really happy that we are doing this interview after it has reached a particular mark, and
Yeah,
so that we can actually speak about it and we can know about it, the journey of an author. So
of course.
tell us something about your journey as an author.
I guess if I go way back, 2020, 2008, 2009, I wrote few blogs. Um, Before that, I had no inclination that I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be an author. There was no desire, no passion towards it. I just started to write small stories because these thoughts, these stories were sort of bubbling inside somehow. I used to watch lot of TV. I used to read a lot of books earlier. Before writing, I used to read a lot of books, almost like 4 5 books a month. So maybe that triggered it. So I wrote few blogs, and my friends appreciated. You know how friends are. They just whatever you do, they just appreciate you, and that took me over the moon. And I thought, okay, now let me start writing a novel. So I started that book, completed it, self-published it, and then I self-published three more children books as well. Uh, and then I mean when I was sort of into the grind of it, the ideas keep coming up. Okay, this idea, that I have a list of 20 ideas right now, which could potentially be turned into books, and I don't know if I'll get to it all of them in my lifetime, but let's see how much I can cover. So so I published four books, self-published. Um, and then this traditionally published by Vishwakarma. This book was represented by Bookbakers, traditionally published by Vishwakarma. And I have two manuscripts ready, one in pipeline. So yeah, I mean, it's going pretty all over the place, I would say.
That's amazing. I think the journey of an author starts very early, somewhere, maybe in your childhood. You have, read the first book, or even, wrote when you wrote the first kind of essay or something, whatever, when we are children and we start writing, we never think that we would be a published author someday. But then, for some people, it establishes like that through their journey of life. Right. So let's talk about your recent book, Letters to My Mother. What inspired you to write this book? And we would also like to know, because the name of the book is such very interesting, Letters to My Mother. So I would also like to know that. What was your mother's reaction when it actually got published, and your mother read it for the first time? What's her reaction like?
So I guess what inspired me to write this book was, see, I always try to think of stories which has a larger canvas, like years and years. I am trying to write a story which is within a confined space, like a day or a two, in which the entire novel is done. That is a challenge for me. But writing, so I think the main inspiration was I wanted to write a generational story, like 4 5 generations. What is the impact of one generation's actions on other generation, and so on. So that was the idea. And then if I would have wrote it linearly, like I started in 1947, then I go to 1950, then I go to 1960, and so on, it would be boring. It would not appeal because it's a linear story. And hence the ideas of letters. So the protagonists are writing letters to their mothers and so on, as you see there.
Yeah.
So that is how sort of it developed. Regarding reaction to my mother, so basically when I wrote it, she was the first one who read it. Like she is good in sort of editing and giving ideas, developmental editing as well. So my book first draft went to her. She did a lot of editing, changes, suggestion, and all. So yeah, she was excited about it. By the time I had already released my self-published book, so she was in the mix of it. She knew what I'm doing and how I'm doing. And I think one interesting thing she said, what the this is so my first book, Voices of Silent Creek, is a rushed book. Is The story is good, everything is fine, but uh, I could have elaborated it more. So this Letters to My Mother is that elaboration. It has lot more depth. And I have dedicated my book to her. So whenever she picks up the book, I mean, I don't know if she picks up the book, or whenever she picks up the book, she can see her name in the book as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, she was
So
happy.
that actually means a lot, actually. And the person whom you're dedicating, if that person is liking what you have written or has inputs in that book, it makes it even, more fuller. Certainly.
Yeah.
So, you have brought out some poignant issues through your book. Would you like to talk about the social issues you have dealt with? Not only, I mean, not only in this book, but then in total, all of the books which you have written, any kind of social issues which you have dealt with.
So so Voices is very hard-hitting book. Like it is right at the center of women's social issues, rape, patriarchy, and all that. Uh, but Letters is a bit mellow down in terms of social issues. So there is no direct issue which I'm attacking in Letters to my mother, rather than how the character's life and journey is shaped by the outer environment. Like we see patriarchy in the society, but what if a woman is has a patriarchal tendencies? How would that shape a family? So uh, so that's the spin. Letters to Mother directly does not pinpoint on a social issue, but when you read the book, it will you can clearly see the characters are influenced by what is going around them. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think, yeah, there are, the characters are not very straightforward. They are all layered. And
Yeah.
one can address a lot of issues, emotional, and the turmoil they go through, the relational issues. I mean, in the family, when you are living or not even living, whatever relations you have with each other in a family. So whatever, the emotional issues you have, everything you have covered in this book, and exceptionally well. So
Thank
I really enjoyed reading it. So let me know that whenever you address issues which are, specifically, issues, women issues, or issues related to patriarchy, as you told. Um, I'm not talking about patriarchy only in males, but then in women also we find
yeah.
patriarchy a lot. Yeah. So what was your perspective as a man when you address the women issues? How do you sort of correlate the factor that you can say a man living in a woman's world when you're writing as an author?
So So, I mean, first of all, I see all my characters. I mean, this is probably an extension to your question, but I see characters as gray. I don't see them as black and white. So there can't be good and bad characters. So when you read the book, the characters of Shakuntala and Janki, maybe you will start to hate them first, but then you will have some sympathy with them. So this is how laid out my characters. Now, coming to the women characters, I guess women have more bandwidth of emotions than men do. So it is as a writer, it is easier for me to exploit those emotions better than I would probably exploit a man's emotion. So that is the main reason. And then second thing is, what I do normally is I pick up a character, I pick up a situation, and then I ask a question like, logically, what would this character do? Say, for example, if someone is raped or someone is has a relationship issue within husband and wife or mother and daughter, for example, in Letters to My Mother, then I would say, okay, what logically this character would do next? I would ask the character, okay, what do you want to do in a sense? And then because I live in a society, I know how patriarchal the society is, how women are suppressed. Now getting better, but still. So the general is in the subconscious. So that how it comes. So for example, if there is a situation where a woman cannot be empowered due to some sort of societal reason, then I would say, okay, within that boundary, within that confinement, what this person will do given this challenge, and that's how I logically build the characters of women or men in general.
Okay, so that is somewhere you internalize that particular character, or you live that character through yourself before writing it down.
Of
Interesting,
course. I mean,
yeah.
I imagine that this is a person with these characteristics. So, for example, Shakuntala is driven by power. Janki is driven by loss, or first of all loss, then rebel nature. So what would a person like a teenager, either boy or a girl, what would this person do if they are rebelling against their parents? So those are the questions which I ask the characters, and then the answers come.
We've
uh,
actually gone through that phase. The experience of life have probably given us lessons that how people deal with it. Not only us,
yeah, yeah,
but how different kind
of
of people deal with it. Yeah.
of course. I mean, so my book talk a lot about parental wounds, and I am doing meditation now, a lot meditation. So I realize that some of these things are I am also carrying. So subconsciously, that those things are sort of also going. I mean, of course, if an author writes a book, his or her thinking process in a sublime way, subconscious way, definitely goes into the book.
Yeah, definitely. So, please share about your journey with Vishwakarma Publications and the Book Bakers, which we both are so much attached to.
So I think I handed this book to manuscript to Bookbakers in 2017 August. Uh, they took their time, and I got Vishwakarma in August 2020. In the contract, it said they will publish the book in 1 year. But because of COVID and backlogs and everything, the book was finally published in 2023. Now, during this entire 6 years journey, I mean, you would think that, oh, 6 years is a very, very, very huge, big time. It is an unrealistic time. How did you wait? Because I have already published or self-published other books, 4 books I've already self-published, and I didn't get, because I wanted to see my book in a bookstall, appreciated it as a traditionally published book. So hence I was just waiting. I would not bother Vishwakarma or book bakers for months at a stretch, probably years at a stretch, and it was just sitting there. I was just waiting for it to happen, and then it happened. But throughout this journey, uh, I think Vishwakarma, so the book bakers, they finally got a very, very good publisher. Vishwakarma is, I mean, I worked only with one traditional publisher, so I don't have that benchmark, but I would definitely say on what I am hearing from other authors and friends, that Vishwakarma is comparably very, very good publisher. I mean, they are with me in this journey. I can talk to them. I can talk to Vishal Soni, who is the MD of Vishwakarma, Uttam, Mahendra, Chetali. So those are the entire team I can reach out to. They are helping me. I mean, it's amazing. The author support which I'm getting from Vishwakarma is beyond anything. So I'm very happy that Bookbakers got me Vishwakarma publishers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is something to note that whoever wants to get published, it's a slow process. It's not something that if you want to write it and get it published, you will do it, you will be able to do
Yeah.
it uh, very fast. No, it takes time and it takes a lot of patience and nurturing. And finally, something which comes out, that is the fruit of your patience, which is
Yeah.
sweet. So
So just want
that was,
to
yeah, tell me.
Just want to add one thing. So normally, a book is published within 1.5 to 2 years. That is the so once you submit a manuscript to a publisher or to an agent, the industry standard is 1.5 to 2 years. So it's definitely not 6 years, which I have waited for. So, but 1.5 to 2 years. But then Corona happened, so many things happened.
Yeah.
But what I would add here is, even when you are reaching out to a publisher, just do couple of checks, like whether the publisher has an offline distribution. Otherwise, what will happen is you'll take a publisher which will not have an offline distribution, then you'll end up paying 1 lakh 2 lakhs for offline distribution. So
Hmm.
I this one, and then I think the publisher provides editing services, cover services, like Vishwakarma. They have provided editing services, cover services free of cost to me.
Hmm.
They might have charged some, they might have paid to someone else, but to me it was free. So I think these couple of things, 2 3 things, if someone checks before committing to a publisher, they would save a lot of issues. in the future.
Right. So we have come to the end of this discussion, but then there's last question. I'm really excited to ask you one suggestion which you want to give to your daughter. I think you have a daughter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one suggestion which you want to give to your daughter, and a compliment which you want to give to your mother.
I have a bucket list of suggestions for my daughter. I think the biggest which I can give her is just let go of things. Don't try to control things, which I am learning now after doing meditation a lot. Because things will happen as they will happen. You can't control most of it. And then, I mean, a compliment to my mother would be just thanks for being my mother, uh,
That
raising
was
me up.
lovely. That was
Yeah.
lovely, yeah, and heartwarming. So we wish you all the best in your future writing endeavors, and I'm sure that we'll keep on connecting through this platform. And thank you for your time and talking to us. So, friends, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed today's session, and let me. Let me tell you that you all can comment whatever questions you have. If you have in your mind after reading Vikas's work, I will also add the link of the book which we are talking about in the description. So you can just go and just read. It's a very fast read, so page turner, and you won't feel that you have passed so much of time reading it. And yeah, so in case you like the content, press the bell icon and subscribe to all for all the notifications. And we have also started a book club, like I already shared before, and that is for encouraging the reading habits. So do get in touch if you want to join us, and we'll meet you all soon. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, read more. Thank you.
Thank you.